Well, hello, class. Now we are on to objective 7-6, and that is to discuss the two key activities required for operations control. So let's talk about operations control first. Operations control requires managers to monitor performance by comparing results with detailed plans and schedules. If employees do not meet schedules or quality standards, managers can take corrective action. Follow up, checking to ensure that production decisions are being implemented is a key and ongoing facet of operations. Operations control includes materials management and quality control. Both activities ensure that schedules are met and products delivered both in quantity and in quality. So let's break operations control into first talking about materials management. Materials management is the process by which managers plan, organize, and control the flow of materials from sources of supply through distribution of finished goods. So there are materials management activities for physical goods. So once a product has been designed, successful materials flows depend on five activities. And supplier selection is first, means finding and choosing suppliers of services and materials. Then there is purchasing procurement, and that's what we call purchasing, is the acquisition of all the raw materials and services that a company needs to produce its products. Transportation, the third one, is the means of transporting resources to the producer and finished goods to the buyers. Warehousing is the storage of both incoming materials for production and finished goods for distribution to customers. Then finally, there is inventory control. Inventory control includes the receiving, storing, handling, and counting of all raw materials, partly finished goods, and finished goods. So, the second thing we're going to look at in materials management is what we call lean production systems. And lean production systems, they refer to just-in-time operations. Lean production systems are designed for smooth production flows that avoid inefficiencies, they eliminate unnecessary inventories, and they continuously improve production processes. JIT, or just-in-time production, is a type of a lean system that brings together all materials that are needed at the precise moment they are required for each stage of production, not before, thus creating fast and efficient responses to customer orders. The third thing to remember is inventory management and how that is crucial for producing services. For many service firms, too, the materials stakes are high. Why? The most important inventory used for many high contact services is not physical goods, but they exist in the form of information about service product offerings. Clients, their interests, their needs, their activities, and even their plans for interactions with other clients. So that moves us on to quality control. Quality control means taking action to ensure that operations produce products that meet specific quality standards. That's what QC is all about. So, what I want you to really get in this particular section is that lean production systems are designed to avoid inefficiencies, eliminate unnecessary inventories, and improve production processes. Operation control requires managers to monitor performance by comparing results with detailed plans and schedules, and then making any necessary changes. I want you to also understand that materials management is the process by which managers plan, organize, and control. And I've already mentioned that. And that is, they plan, organize, and control the flow of materials from sources of supply through the distribution of finished goods. So, in reflection, we want to think about some of the ways in which managers carry out the following materials management activities, such as supplier selection, purchasing, transportation, warehousing, and inventory control. And I've already gone through all of those in detail for you. And the thing is, we also want to figure how might quality control be carried out at a bank? Talk about services. How might quality control be carried out at a fast food restaurant like Wendy's, Dunkin', McDonald's even? So what's the difference between controlling quality and building quality into a product or service? So this is essentially what I want you to get out of this whole thing in 7-6. Now, some of the learning objectives that we're going to talk about in 7-7 are going to identify the activities and underlying objectives involved in TQM, or total quality management. And I'm sure you're following along with your PowerPoint slides right now. But quality improvement and quality control management are set aside by saying that it's not enough to just control quality by inspecting products and monitoring service operations as they occur. But businesses also must consider building their quality into what they produce, their products, and the services that they provide. Quality product, then we have the, following along here, what we call the quality productivity connection. It's no secret that quality and productivity are very important watchwords in today's competitive environment. Productivity is a measure of economic performance. Productivity is what feeds into our gross domestic product, makes it stronger. What the quality productivity connection does is it compares how much we produce with the resources we use to produce it. The more we can produce while using fewer resources, the more productivity grows and the more everyone is going to benefit from that growth. Productivity refers to both the quality and quantity of what is produced. So in saying that, total quality management, TQM, and reinforcing, as I just did, what I just opened up with, lends to this next section. TQM includes all the activities necessary for getting quality goods into the marketplace. The process involves all parts of the business, including customers, suppliers, and employees. To bring all the interests of the stakeholder together, TQM involves evaluating the costs of poor quality, identifying the sources causing unsatisfactory quality, and assigning responsibility for corrections, and ensuring that those responsibilities take steps for improving quality. There is a cost associated with poor quality. Producers of goods and services suffer a lot of financial distress from poor quality services or products. Every company has to take its own responsibility for quality. They have to take ownership, and we can do that with TQM. Employers and suppliers ultimately accept quality ownership. The idea that quality belongs to each person who creates it while performing it. There are literally hundreds of tools that have proven useful for quality improvement, ranging from statistical analysis of the production data to satisfactory surveys of customers to competitive product analysis, a process by which a company analyzes a competitor's products to identify desirable improvements. So let's take a look at 5 of the most commonly used tools for TQM. And you can follow right along with your slides on that. So I'll give you a moment to take a look. Okay, after taking a look at your PowerPoints, you now can look at value-added analysis. Value-added analysis refers to the evaluation of all work activities, material flows, and paperwork to determine the value that they add for customers. QITs, or quality improvement teams, are groups of employees from various work areas who meet regularly to define, analyze, and solve common production problems with the goal to improve both their work methods and the products that they make. We all want to get closer to the customer. Why? Customers are the main reason why we're in business. They are the driving force for all business activities. And the most successful firms keep close to their customers and know what they want in the products they consume. Improvement projects are undertaken for both external and internal customers. Internal customers exist wherever one employee or activity relies on others in the firm. In your slides, I want you to take a look at ISO 9000. And the ISO 9000 series is a certification program attesting that a firm or laboratory has the quality management requirements set by the International Organization for Standardization. The ISO 14000 programs certifies improvements in environmental performance. It requires a firm to develop an environmental management system, a plan documenting how the company has acted to improve its performance in using resources, and most importantly, in managing pollution. The plan must not only identify hazardous waste the firm expects to create, but also stipulates the plans for treatment and disposal of those wastes. And we also have business process engineering. Business process engineering focuses on productivity and quality and entails rethinking each step in the process by starting over from scratch. Reengineering involves the redesign of business processes to achieve improvement in cost, quality, service, and speed. So, in summary, in this section, the competitive product analysis is a process by which a company analyzes a competitor's products to identify desirable improvements. Remember that quality improvement teams are comprised of groups of employees from various parts of the organization. ISO 14000 and ISO 9000 guarantees that companies have an environmental management system, a plan documenting improved uses of resources and pollution management, specifically with ISO 14000. Process engineering involves focusing on improving a business by rethinking each of its steps by starting from scratch. That is the end of today's lecture. Now moving on to tomorrow for the DQs. Make sure you get through each one of these.